Hey guys, and welcome to Created Borderline. I'm messing with the effects here, so I'm just being retarded today. I had a bad day yesterday, so anything to make me laugh, I guess. But I just wanted to add that this video is just a short piece to let you know that I decided to let all these videos go in chronological order. And sorry, it's kind of wishy-washy, but it's taken me days to finally get something done, and I didn't feel the need to edit anything because, well, that's my life. This is my life, and here we are. So I hope you find peace in knowing that you're not alone in these videos. And I will be doing another one today, hopefully getting it posted today as well, but we'll see how it goes. Hey everybody, and welcome to Created Borderline. Let's talk about it. Hopefully I can finish this. Sorry about the loud music. Hopefully I can finish this video. This is my second attempt on this one today, and finishing from yesterday. I was talking about my sister and that I still love her and miss her, and I shouldn't. I'm going to leave that with that. I am working on remembering and trying to stop controlling things I cannot control. Just like the Serenity Prayer says. That's not just for addicts, it's for everybody, just so everybody knows. I have a huge problem trying to control things I cannot control, just like simple, then I can't control them, and I worry about them over and over and over until I drive myself insane. And that goes with my family, along with my family. I have to remember that I cannot control their views, how they think, how they feel, how they act, how they talk. And it's not right for me to want. It's not right for me to control them. It's not okay. It's the same thing. They can't control or make, me do or be or whatever. So I am going to leave that off with that. And at the end of this video, there will be a video of, like I promised yesterday, when I was filming an emotional BPD day. Part of the healing process is having to deal with these things, and I'm grateful that once I finally got a diagnosis that made sense, I was able to grasp it and lash onto it and take steps to get better and change my life. Like I said, I'm grateful, I'm thankful, I should probably give myself more credit than I do, and maybe that will come a time too, because I'm the one putting in all this effort. Nobody can do it for me. I'm doing it. I'm changing. I'm learning. I'm becoming a person with my own identity, and I'm not all the way there yet, but I have a start, so I should pat myself on the back and give myself some credit. So you do the same. You need to do the same for yourself. It's harder than the majority could possibly imagine, because you spent your whole life in one zone, in BPD land, but trying to be inside of our minds, because I promise, and I'm sure there's many, many, many people that can vouch for me that have BPD, you wouldn't survive. So, I'm surviving. I am doing it with very little support and without a family. So, if I can do it, no support system, hopefully the rest of you out there have a support system. Your family loves you enough to be there for you and help you and understand you and want to understand you and want to know why your brain has been this way for so long. Also, with that being said, statistically, I can't talk today. The crummy thing about all this is most people with BPD, like statistically, I can't remember the exact numbers, but I will look them up when I'm not driving. And put it in the comment, or put it in the section down below with whatever site. The site I found it off of. I have it saved. I just have to look, and I'm not going to do that while I'm driving because that's dangerous. But I'm tired and I can't talk, so just bear with me. Most people with BPD, this could have been prevented. The damage, the wreckage, everything could have been prevented. And as you know, I've based my whole show, my podcast, everything around creating borderline. And for those of you that haven't caught on or don't know, or are just tuning in to my story and to my channel, Created Borderline is exactly that. That's where this came from. It was created inside of me. I wasn't born this way. I know there are some people out there that have had great lives, great parents, and have got it genetically handed down to them. Okay, it's a small percentage, but mine was created inside of me through traumatic experiences in my childhood. And I want to say to everybody that is experiencing this, especially those that are just coming to realize that this happened to them, I know it sucks, I know it makes you angry, I know there's a million things that you wish you could do to seek justice because of what happened. You feel like you've been punished over and over and over again, and you continue to be punished for something that you didn't do. It must be your fault because you're the one reaping the consequences for other people's actions. It had to have been you somehow, some way. Like, don't wrestle with that stuff in your mind. I almost said a bad word. Do not wrestle with that in your mind because it will only tear you up even more. Trust me, I know. I am very well aware of how angry it can make you, but I'm also very well aware of the setbacks you will have on the life that you want to live. And it sucks. And yes, it's happened to me several times, including just the other day. Anger surfaced. Sorry, everybody. Anger surfaced, and I focused my whole day on how angry I was and how unfair it was. And we've all heard the saying, life is unfair, but how many times can life really just be this unfair? And for those of you that do not have borderline and might be watching this video, I want you to be very cautious to your automatic way of thinking that here's Savannah playing the victim. For one, anybody that watched my video that knows me, probably at some point in time added accumulation to my wonderful diagnosis of BPD and all its comorbid existence. So, for one, step off. For two, if you did do something and you're aware of it and you're too much of a coward to admit it because you're afraid, don't worry. I've taken it all for you. Every single bit of it, I have taken it and I have worn it proudly on my freaking shoulders for 32 years, and I'm letting it go. Not letting it go as in it's over and it's done with. I'm letting it go as in I remember, I will never forget, but you are no longer worth the waste of space in my brain, holding me back from what I need and want to achieve. That's all. But I want to say to the other people that might be thinking, somebody's always playing the victim, here we go. You got to understand and know, and if you cared at all about your person with BPD at all, you have to have some kind of knowledge base on what it is, and you know that this person is extremely emotional, and I want you to understand and know that the emotional pain that someone with BPD feels is, they're not joking when they say it hurts so bad, or when they freak out and have a meltdown because you are going over to your friend's house. The rationalization in our brains doesn't work. That button does not work. If he or she really thinks that their partner or their mom or their dad or whomever their person is not going to come back, that's seriously, that's going to be stuck in their head until you come back, and it may take 100 times of you leaving and coming back before they ease a little, even a little, slightest amount. And that's real. That's not fair to try to control their emotions or their feelings or who they are or what they are. Just like talking to a narcissist. You can't talk to a narcissist and get them to see your side. It's impossible. It just does not happen. There's ways you can approach them, and there's ways that you can shut them down, a narcissist, that is. But the same thing with BPD. There's ways to approach somebody with BPD, and sometimes, yeah, you may just have to walk out the door and go, and they're gonna cry, and they're gonna think that the world is ending, life is over, and most of the time, I'm not gonna say all the time, but most of the time, we snap out of it after we have our meltdown, and we're fine. But in those moments, if you're sitting there yelling or making it worse or making them feel worse about themselves, because we all borderlines hate themselves. I've never met one, but I haven't talked to a borderline that is currently going through therapy that doesn't hate themselves. That's the beginning of it. That is, and I'm not sure if you ever grow out of not feeling worthy enough or good enough, or if you ever stop feeling like a failure or a mess, excuse my language, fuck up.
sometimes I'm good and okay. Other times I am a hot mess express, getting ready to explode. It's just, and I don't mean explode in anger because I don't have a lot of outward anger. I mean explode within myself or my emotions. Standing up for yourself. I want to throw this in here too. I have only stood up for myself very, very, very few times, and in those few times, they have backfired completely in my face. And I think I talked about this the other day. But I don't know if I would have followed through and kept fighting, what the outcome would have been. But I'm a runner. I run when things get hard. I run when I don't know what to do. I'm a runner. Legitly, when I was younger, I ran. It was therapeutic. I'm a runner. I just run. I still like to run. I just haven't done it in a while because I neglected myself and the things I like to do because in discovering all of this BPD stuff in my life, I wasn't sure if the things that I knew I enjoyed, I wasn't sure if I enjoyed them because I liked them or if they were because maybe it was somebody else's idea, and I quit doing anything. Pretty much. My boyfriend will tell you I pretty much quit doing everything. And that was, and I still don't do a lot, which I'm very vocal about. I stay at home, but at least at home I do something. Hey everybody, and welcome to Creative Borderline. Let's talk about it. Kind of in my feelings today, so there's that. It's also extremely hot, so bear with me. It's too windy. I'm sorry, that's all you hear is wind. Turn down the radio, I guess. I am currently on my way to a dentist appointment. So, it's a long drive. So, and I've been emotional. So I thought it was perfect time to make a video. I guess the first thing that is bothering me which bothers me often, but my family. And even though I know it should not hurt, it shouldn't bother me anymore. It's been going on 3 years. That's not who I am. And of course the borderline in me loves them unconditionally, no matter what they have done, no matter what they do. And I miss them, even though I shouldn't. And I should let go of them and keep them in the past and move on to the future. And I can't rely on them, I can't count on them. So I can't even talk to them. So I need to keep them where they should be, where they are. It's just so hard. And it makes me angry to think that, to know, I shouldn't say to think, to know that they still have not once asked why I was so sad to try to commit suicide. not once have they apologized for the things that they know they've done, or even admitted them to even me. Like, they don't have to publicly admit the things that they've done to me. Fuck, they could at least say, excuse my language, but they could at least say, I'm sorry to me. I mean, I guess it is what it is, and I'll have to accept what it is. And, you know, one day it'll catch up to them, I can only hope. And the thing is, I don't even really want to say I can only hope, because I really don't want them to deal with the pain and everything that I'm dealing with. But at the same time, I think I deserve some type of justice. And I deserve to have a peace of mind. That's what I deserve to have. Secondly, or back to, I should say, not one of them asking me how or why or what. Not one of them, still to this day, are concerned to what made me want to commit suicide. And I can't understand that. They're all concerned about how I did it and how I went about it, and that's what's important to them. Not, oh my gosh, my sister just tried to kill herself. Still to this day, not one of them have thought about how I feel or felt. Not one time. And if that was them, that would have been the first thing on my mind. Not one time did, even in the 2 years before I got the initial right kind of help that I needed, did they think, how's she doing? Is she getting the help that she needs? If she's not getting the help that she needs, how can we intervene and find her or help her get better help? Not one time. So I suffered 2 more years after a suicide attempt, wishing I was dead, trying to drink myself to death, doing all these irresponsible, impulsive behavior type.
In 1,000 feet, turn left on West Jasper Street. Turn left on West Jasper Street.
Sorry, I was concentrating and turning. So yeah, not one time did these people ask me if
Approaching railroad crossing.
I was okay or if I
Continue straight.
anything. Not nothing. She didn't ask me nothing. Not a single word. All they cared about was themselves, and the whole situation was themselves. And that's not family. And that sucks. Because I needed my family. I needed them to rally together and do what was best for me, not what was best for them, or what they needed to do. Sure, be angry, but that doesn't mean stop loving your fucking, excuse my language again, your own sibling. Stop caring about your own sibling. Forget that she exists. Or, better yet, this is my favorite, talk so much shit about me on things.
New text message from lover.
On things that aren't real, like things that I'm doing that is it's just beyond my own. Like things like me running off to Champaign County with my brother's ex-girlfriend, baby mama, and doing heroin. Like, just so far-fetched that I couldn't even begin to tell you how ridiculous that is. Especially knowing that I would never freaking do something like that, for one. For two, accusing me of being on drugs and telling me lie, and telling my 13-year-old child that is just beyond me. I don't know why you would tell a 13-year-old child that her mom doesn't love her and she ran off and stole my boyfriend's money, ran off and freaking doing drugs. Like, who in their right mind would tell a 13-year-old child that if it was true? The ridiculousness of the most outrageous, far-fetched bullshit I've ever heard to make my life worse than it already is. Like, I've wrecked my own life. I didn't need your help trying to make it any more shitty. Like, to begin with, my borderline could have been prevented. Everything that's gone on in my life that I've done to wreck it or whatnot could have been prevented. I was not born with this. I was gifted it by all the shitty, horrible things that happened in my life. So thank you, brothers and sisters, for contributing to that, and then turning your back and abandoning me, making it even worse. Thanks, guys. That's great. You are awesome people. I hope you know there's a special place in hell for you, because that's how I feel, and I am angry, and I don't really want you to go to hell, but right now, that's the words that came out of my mouth, because yes, I am angry, and I have every right to be angry. You guys have had 3 years to be angry. Now it's my turn. So in the hopes that maybe you see this video, you'll know how hurt I am. And as bad as I want to just publicly shame and humiliate some of you, I won't. Because just because I'm angry doesn't mean I hate you. And just because I'm angry doesn't mean I blame you. I've never blamed you guys for anything. Some of you know what I mean. I've never blamed you for none of it. Because we all grew up in the same shitty hellhole together. So no, I don't blame you. Just would have been nice when I needed you to have my back. You tried somehow, even if you didn't want to shame yourself. You could have been there. You could have tried a little harder. You could have stuck around, and you could have not been accusing me of shit that's not true and making me look worse than I already made myself. Trust me, nobody can punish me more than I have punished myself. And then you got the stupid shit in Oklahoma that I can't even talk about yet because I'm still just in disgust. Like, I shouldn't feel like this. I shouldn't have to feel like this. I have no support system at all. And that's the shittiest thing in the world, especially coming from a family of 12. You know I don't get it from our parents. When have they ever been emotionally freaking supportive about anything? Mike, maybe, yeah. My dad hasn't even acted like I existed. I don't know if I would have died if he would have showed up to my funeral. Zach and Arion, who've got him convinced I'm on drugs and whatever else. So, like, just so everybody knows and make this clear, I'm not. As a matter of fact, I'm fat. And I'm struggling with my body image issues now. Apparently, I'm just going to have a BPD day today. So, here it is. I have no idea how this set on. It's set on by a song. All this started with a song today about God that was on my Spotify playlist. And for those of you who don't know, I struggle with that a lot. Hello, and welcome to Created Borderline. Let's talk about it. Today, I am going to talk about several things, I guess. First being something that I have tried to make a video. I'm just going to get straight to the point. I've tried to make a video every day for like the last 3 days, and it just didn't work out for me too well, because mainly I had BPD days. They weren't horrible or anything, but I was in my feelings, and it was a little difficult for me to talk. I ended up crying, which I have told you guys that I would share these moments with you. So I did keep a couple of them, and I will add them into this video at the end. But I feel like I am not being true to myself if I can't show you guys exactly what goes on. And that's what this is supposed to be about, is to show you that there's other people out there that are not exactly like you, but feel like you and have moments as well where they feel like they're out of control of their emotions, and things like that. So I feel like I am not serving my purpose by not sharing these videos with you guys. They are not completed. They are not, I mean, I never edit my videos because because this is supposed to be raw and real, and that's what I'm building this from, is raw and real. Mental health awareness, and you know, stomping the stigma. Let's see. I also was thinking I should paint the background or something so you guys had something better to look at than all my craft garbage, which is not garbage. I should be proud of myself for this stuff, so I am. But it's just kind of bleh. And who wants to look at bleh? So I'll consider that. We should just come in here with paint, just throwing paint everywhere. That'd be funny. Not really. My boyfriend would hate me. So an announcement to make is the paperback version of my Word Vomit Volume 1 is available at Amazon.com. Once again, that's Let's Talk About It, Word Vomit 2.0, Volume 1. I have another book, Word Vomit Volume 2. I'm trying to have out at the end of August, beginning of September, which is got some happier moments in my life in there, and I wouldn't say happier. I would just say more hopeful and not as sad and emotional as Volume 1. And then I am hoping just to continue diving into my writing here pretty soon. I am currently making an online platform for a support group because there's just not any in my area, and that's what started it, and I feel like that is the next best thing, is to have an online support group. And it's going to be a whole website. It's going to be an online forum for everybody to just communicate. There's going to be groups. So we can have our own virtual group. We can all see each other, talk to each other. It's the same thing, except for it's online. So therefore, we don't have to worry about coronavirus, and also the whole world can join. And each group will be split up between 20 and 25 people, so it's not overcrowded. And so anyway, that's what I'm working on. I'm hoping to get that done in the next couple of days. It's already almost there. But it also has a store, because as most of you know, I donate my profits, not all of it, all of the 25% of it, to 3 different organizations, or 1 project, 2 organizations, and the rest is just to build back material. So I also had a opportunity to created Borderline Designs, and so all that will also, same thing, be donated and to the same, as of right now, to the same organizations, but I would like to eventually add 1 or 2 more, because of my passion for those things. And then I am planning another big event, but I'm not ready to disclose that just yet. But it'll be exciting. It's big. So there's that. And with the group meetings, I'm also going to try to, starting in my area, do an in-person one, as long as we have the space and the opportunity. This is for mental health. This is strictly for mental health. Now, that doesn't mean if you are an alcoholic and you have mental health issues, you can't join. But if you're just an alcoholic because you like to drink, that's, there's meetings for that. We are trying to form a place for people to go that have mental health issues and want to talk, need to talk, been through traumatic experiences, whatever the case may be, but it is a group focused on that. And that's also to meet people who are like you, understand you, and you don't have to feel like you're all alone in this great big world, because the majority around you doesn't have a mental illness or a personality disorder. So that is that. I didn't write any of this down. I'm just winging it. Okay, so the things that have been bothering me the last few days. I usually do quite well at understanding. I've learned to understand, I gotta say that. I've learned to understand how I cannot control somebody's how do I say this? We all have our own way of seeing things. The way things, an event could have happened, and I will see it differently than you've seen it. I will feel it and experience it completely different than the person next to me, and vice versa. So I cannot control. Oh, hang on. I cannot control the way people see me or the way I see other people. We tend to have a hard time with this because we want everybody to feel what we feel. We want everybody to see what we see or how we experience it. We expect them to have experienced it the same way, and that's not the case. We want people to like us, even if we pretend to be or not. In some cases, especially with BPD, we have a chameleon-like ability to replicate our surroundings with people around us. Sometimes we don't even realize because we don't even know who we are. And so it's not like something that we are pretending. I'm trying to say that. That's what I was trying to get out. So it's just, I'm trying to think how to word all this. It's really bothered me that people can't see inside my head and experience everything that I've experienced, the way I've experienced it, the way I've felt it, and it kind of actually makes me angry because I can't for the life of me figure out why people are doing and saying the things that they're doing and acting this way. And I want to believe that if they could get inside and feel what I feel and that pain, just one time, feel the pain that I feel and the heartbreak that has gone on because of that, I would like to think that if they had the ability to do that, and I'd like to believe this, like I want to convince myself of this, but I know that it's probably not true, that they would stop what they're doing, stop acting the way that they're acting, and care. But it's not, and that could never happen anyway. And if they did feel that amount of pain, it might kill them. I have a tolerance to it. It's borderline created inside of me since childhood. It's a gradual tolerance of all of this emotional wreckage. Somebody just feel that for a second that's never felt it before, they wouldn't survive it. And professionals say this, it's not me blowing smoke out my butt. Professionals say this. Professionals compare how the pain inside of us and the hurt to 3-degree burns or exposed nerve endings. Like, come on. Ask a 3rd-degree burn victim how bad they hurt. The only difference is we don't suffer from scars on the outside. We suffer from scars on the inside. And I would never, and I'm not taking that away from burn victims. Like, I get it. My scars are hidden, yours are not, and I don't ever want to take that away from them. But that's how it feels. It feels so intense that you literally want to rip your own heart out of your chest. Okay, my only way I can explain this is because this is the closest thing that I've ever seen. If you've ever experienced a heartbreak, if somebody you love broke your heart or passed away or just left you, whatever, a heartbreak. Imagine how you feel during a heartbreak and intensify that by 10. And then it's constant. You have some good days, you have some bad days, but typically you can feel this continuously. And it can go in moments and spurs, and one minute you can be fine and the next minute you are just distraught. Or a movie can wreck your whole day because it was so sad and it touched you in such a way that it felt real to you. And I've experienced that more than once. My Sister's Keeper. I still to this day will not watch that movie. I watched it one time and it destroyed me. And mainly because my sister and I do not get along. She hasn't liked me, I don't think, my whole life, but she really hasn't liked me since like 12. Since I was 12. And it makes me sad because she is a hateful, cold-hearted, uncaring, think that she's one of those people that thinks she's better than everyone else. She has skeletons in her closet that she refuses to take care of. She acts like she's perfect. And to be honest, I'm not so sure she doesn't have a personality disorder because of how she acts and what she does and how she presents herself. She is the B word to everyone if she doesn't like you. And she don't like anybody, hardly. She thinks she's got it all figured out all the time, and she definitely does not. And she's got narcissistic tendencies or abilities. She's even got some of the, for sure that I know of, some of the 9 some of the 9 BPD criteria. So who knows? She's not emotional though, unless it like affects her directly. She's not emotional at all. If she can't rationalize it with it, or I don't know the word I'm trying to look for, but she is emotional disconnect, like completely. Then that goes back to, I still love her. I love her. She has left me high and dry. She has treated me like crap. She was never a big sister to me, ever, ever, ever. And never there when I needed her or needed somebody. But I have been. I have taken beatings for her. I have literally took over beatings for her so she could get out of there and get away, and she's never been appreciative of it, never. And I remember like crying to her one day and telling her that there's a TLC song on Dear Lies and Unpretty. That's like the song I wanted played at my funeral. Like, I did shit. I mean, this is how long ago that I wanted to commit suicide and had tried to commit suicide. I was like 13 maybe, if that. And that song came on, and I remember telling her that I was going to die young. And I can't remember if she even said anything. Like, and I remember everything. But that I can't remember. I can remember telling her, but I can't remember her saying anything. Like, maybe that's good, because I don't want to, maybe she did say something I don't want to remember, or maybe she just didn't have nothing to say. So, there's that. But I miss her, and I'm this way with my whole family. I haven't talked to them, and this was one of the videos I was trying to make, and I would either get angry or I couldn't stop crying. So, and I am angry. So in the case they ever watch my